Hi, I'm Luan with Tagawa Gardens here in Centennial, Colorado. And boy, do I have a fun project for us to do today, assuming that you like to eat, which means you must appreciate worms, because without worms and the other decomposers in our natural world, we wouldn't have the soil to grow the food. It's a long story, but it's a fun story. So the worms we're talking about are called red wigglers. They're wonderful little worms. These are not earthworms. These are not the same things that you see deep underground. These live right under the surface, right under the soil, and they live in a lot of leaf litter and some wonderful things like that, and they are excellent at decomposing the natural litter that Mother Nature produces and actually turning it into great fertilizer, great soil amendments. So what I have done, I've taken all kinds of things to make their bedding. I have some old soft pine needles, I have leaves, you can use brown grocery bags, and I've put it in here to make a nice fluffy mix, and I've watered it down because I want everything nice and moist. The worms actually breathe through their skin, and they have to have moist skin to be able to breathe. So a bedding that is as moist as a wet sponge will serve you very well. You want it to leave a little sheen of moisture on your hands, but you don't want it to be dripping. So this nice mix is great. I watered this down yesterday so everything has had a chance to absorb. Our goal is to put it in a worm bin like this. This is an 18-gallon worm bin. It's a perfect size, and down in here I have bedding that looked a lot like this about 4 weeks ago. Now it's starting to darken and gray and gets all kinds of lovely little bits of worm activity in it. Now I had some kids this morning who helped me harvest the worm bedding, and that is where these worms came from. And I'll bet we got well over 1,000 worms just out of half of this bedding. This is such a great project for kids. They love getting in and understanding that worms are not icky and gooey and slimy. They are critical to the world as we know it. So over time, I will feed these worms. Once they're established, I will feed them with a wonderful thing that I call worm salad. It's scraps from your kitchen. I have some spoiled peppers, spoiled strawberries. I have some cuttings from some plantings. Once this gets set up in a worm bin at home that has holes in it so it can drain properly. This one has holes, this 18-gallon bin. I'm going to put the worms in here. I'll wait a couple days. I'll feed them some lovely worm salad by laying that food just under some of the bedding so you don't get flies. If the worm bin smells badly, you're doing something wrong, probably keeping it too wet. But what comes out in a matter of maybe a couple of months is wonderful worm compost. Add this to your planting holes, and you will watch with amazement how much bigger and stronger they grow. And that is your dig info for today.